is put my mic and shit up, get it set up. Yeah. Oh shit! What is going on, YouTube viewers, YouTubers? Hey guys, I need help. I want some advice. I want some input from some information. And I know you guys can deliver. Before I get to it, I want to say this. You know, I learned a long time ago that people tend to oversell. You know, I'm guilty of it myself. I used to do it whenever I was in sales. My wife, she'd tell me, she's like, you know, you're overselling. She said, you're trying to paint a brighter picture than the actual one you're trying to sell. Be more realistic. That way, they're not expecting, you know, some damn golden fountain here. I'm like, yeah, I took her advice. I'm down for constructive criticism because I can't know everything. I can't see everything. I can't take myself out and look back at me a lot of the times on what I'm doing. So constructive criticism is somebody else's point of view of what you're doing. So a lot of times it's very beneficial and helpful. Now with that being said, I noticed I ain't always been a good guy, man. I come from let's just say I ain't always been a good guy, man. But back when I was 18 years old, I was doing some community service. And I've always been observant of other people and how people act and how people, their actions and how they, you know, converse back and forth with each other. I've always been very noticeable on psychology, on body language. And I can't, this is off topic, but watching a lot of YouTubers, you know, I like all the YouTubers. There's takeaways from every one of the YouTubers. I can tell you everything I like about every YouTuber I watch and how I can relate them with me. So with that being said, there's some YouTubers I really can't stand, and I don't subscribe to them. I don't watch them because they're full of shit. But if you listen to what people actually say, they're telling you everything about them. They're telling you their insecurities. They're telling you everything about them by what they say. So be careful what you say, because some people know what you're really saying. For an example, just be very observant with this. The next time you hear a woman talk about how independent she is, she don't need no man for shit, how independent she is, that's that woman that more than likely is single, and she can't keep a man because she don't know how the partnership works between a man and a woman. Now, it ain't her fault. There's a lot of men probably done shit on her, so it ain't her fault. Once she realizes her worth, she'll change that. But here's another example. Have you ever noticed a person that mentions the name? I ain't gonna say it because I don't even like talking. I don't even like putting that shit out there. But let's spell it. D-R-A-M-A. Did I spell that right? D-R-A-M-A. Anyway, D-R-A-M-A. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna mention it because if you pay attention, the people that's always saying that are often surrounded by it. And they're always talking about, I don't put up with I don't deal with, if you're about stay away from me, some D-R-A-M-A. They're surrounded by it. So listen to what people actually say, because they're actually telling you everything about them inadvertently. All right, let's go back to sales. I done got off topic. I like to talk too much. I thought like Jeffrey Like. I heard him say something about, you know, people. He said something on that round table yesterday where people was wishing he'd shut up because he talks too much. Jeffrey, I feel you, man. I do the same damn thing. I can talk. I'm very detailed. I like to talk. Back to sales, you know. No. Back when I was 18 and I was doing some community service, I was kicked back smoking a cigarette and chopping up with the guys I was doing, was doing shit with. And they was sitting back and forth competing with each other on who had the biggest and worst conviction. Dude came out and he said something about, he got caught with a dime bag or whatever, and this other boy said, man, nah, it ain't nothing, man. They got me with, half an ounce. And then others said, oh man, that's this time, man. Last time I got caught, it was this, and this. It's like they was competing on who had the worst charge. They was competing on who had a shittier life. And I'm sitting back just smoking my cigarette, just observing. I'm thinking, these motherfuckers don't even realize what they talking about. They're basically competing on whose life sucks worse. So with that being said, we as people, when we're talking, we seem to want to show you how we done something bigger, how we done something better, even if it's bad. We can't help it, we've all done it. So with all that being said, let me ask your advice on this, and I want you to be non-biased. I don't want you to paint me that pie in this, or that bright ass picture when it actually comes through a little dull. Don't sell me on that pie in the sky, but let's be real. 100% legit and realistic. I want to know your opinion, not your opinions. I don't fuck the opinions. I want to know what you're doing on lanes, on your rates. And I'm not talking about Midwest rates. I know the Midwest rates are going to pay more than what I'm talking about here. I know I can come out of the South and go up to the Northeast and get $2-3 every day of the damn week. I already know that. I know I can stay in the Midwest and have over $2 a mile loads, $3 a mile loads. I already know that. I also know that if you're in the right area at the right time in the spot market, you're going to come across that little gem every once in a while. You're going to have a broker in a bind willing to make a deal. And he's going to come off that pocket for you because he's got a customer, he's got a shipper breathing down his damn throat, and they need this freight moved like yesterday because I don't know why. Maybe somebody canceled on them. Now they're up ship creek without a paddle. But they're going to come off the pocket and they're going to pay $4, $5, $6 a mile to move this load. I don't want to hear about the day rates. I mean, if you're talking about a load that's 400 miles and under, of course it's going to pay good because that load is going to tie you up. It could take up all day. So of course you're not going to haul that load at $1.50. Who wants to make $500 when it ties your truck up all day long? Those loads are going to pay better. They're going to pay $800 plus. You're going to get $2 and $3, $4 a mile off those short loads. Even better than that, if you got a load that's $100 and that's just paying $5 a mile, but you only made $500, don't brag to people like, man, I got a $5 a mile load. Because at the end of the day, you only made $500. So with all that out in the open, let's be realistic here. Let's don't paint bright ass pictures. Let's keep it for what it is. Let's talk. Maybe I should do more videos of this, but let's talk about this lane right here. California to Georgia, Georgia to California, or just say East Coast to California, whether it be Virginia, North South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. East Coast to California, what kind of lane rates are you getting? And in California, what kind of lane rates are you coming back? See, I've noticed coming back, if you can go to Florida or Virginia, you're going to make anywhere from 10 to 25 cents more per mile, if not more. So what is the lane rates you guys are getting? Now, if you're with a carrier that greases the palm before they before they put a load on you, Say for Landstar, for example, I noticed a lot of Landstar loads, they're going to pay very well, but at the same time, you're only getting 65% of that. So don't comment, what lanes you're getting before what the carrier is getting. We as owner operators, we don't want to know what the carrier is getting. What are you getting? What is the truck getting? After their percentage, what are you getting? Because what I'm noticing is, from what the truck gets as a total independent to what the truck gets as a company or leased own driver, I'm noticing those rates are about the same. See, I went into this thinking, oh man, these Landstar loads are paying $2.25. I can get that. No, that's what the BCOs are getting. Me as a carrier, independent, you call that same broker on that same load, you ain't gonna get it for no $2.25. Nope. You're gonna get it for the lane rate, the average, what that lane normally pays. So to me, that shows me that Landstar is greasing up the palms. They're making you feel a little better. But at the end of the day, what is the lane rate gonna get? That's what I'm interested in knowing. And the reason why I'm doing this, guys, we're pushing 2,000 subs on this channel, 2,000, and my channel is dedicated solely on helping other people out. So with 2,000 subs and the other multiple thousands of people that's not subbed and they watch my channel, this is going to help people out. And I think the more people lock arms together and stay in connection with each other on what they're doing, the better that the other guys can do. Now let's take this for example. If 20 people are getting $1.75 on this lane, and 80 people are getting $1.35 on this lane. Now, if those 80 people watch this, and you got the X amount of people saying they're getting $1.75 for the same damn freight, apples to apples now, same damn freight. Now, those people getting the low end, call up the brokers and say, hey, I got a buddy that's getting this load for this. Can we do this? If they cannot do it, get off the phone and call another broker. Just call another broker, because if that broker's double dipping on that load, there's a broker above him that's got it for a better rate. But the point of that is to show us other brokers or us other carriers and drivers, don't settle for this low end. I already know 15 other drivers that's getting this, so I'm going to call this broker with the intention of getting this, because I've got a buddy now. You know what I'm saying? I got a buddy that runs this load. Can you do this? If you can get close to this, we can play ball. But if not, I might have to call somebody else. And it's going to give you a better edge to negotiate that rate. It just is. And I had something else I was going to say. Give me a second. I had a brain fart there. While I was talking, I had something else that I want to go with. But yeah, guys, this is going to help people out. The more we can all stay in the loop together, I think the more we're going to get out of a rate. See, when I came in this game, I've asked, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, owner ops and carriers and fleet owners. Hey, what is this lane paying? And the common answer to all of them is, know your own numbers. You need to know your numbers. I'm like, what do you mean, Donnie? What does it cost to run your truck? What is your number? When you call the broker, you need to know what you need to run, what you need to average per mile and per profit. Say if you're $1 a mile average cost, you need to, and you want to make 75-cent profit, then your number's $1.75. That's what you need to call the broker with. Okay, that's cool and all. But what are you getting? It don't matter what I'm getting. See, everybody wants to be secretive. And in being secretive, then you're going to have guys that don't know, like me. I'm going to haul cheap freight. To me, it might not be cheap freight, but to those brokers getting the higher end, it's cheap freight to them. Now listen, if you don't want us to keep pulling down the freight to make it cheap, share some wisdom, share some knowledge, share some brokers. Because there's thousands of brokers out there. And out of that bunch of brokers, you know, a small percentage of them has got direct customers. And those are the ones that you want to deal with. Otherwise, look, man, if you've got 100 loads a day and you've got 10 drivers, 10 carriers, 10 owner ops that's making some damn good bank, but you've got 90 that's pulling cheaper than what you're getting it for, don't you think that 90% is going to bring down your bottom line over the weeks to come, the days to come? Because it's all supply and demand. But the more us owner ops and carriers can stay in a loop on what these lanes are providing, we can all go to bat with the same number. We can raise that rate for everybody. And if your negotiation skills are impeccable to none, or I think I used that right, maybe not, or impeccable, let's just say that, then guess what? You're still going to get that rate even higher than that. So guys, let's stop being secretive about the shit. Good knowledge never runs out. Good advice never runs out. The only time it runs out is whenever people want to keep their mouth shut and not share it. Now, there's some things you just can't share. But in a market that runs on supply and demand, share with everybody what you're getting. Because the more people go at bat with your numbers, the more we're going to raise that bottom line. Anyway, guys, that's the lane I'm going to discuss today. Maybe another lane another day. So talk to you guys then. Keep it safe out there. See you. Bye.